Yeah, they were hairy too, which is
legend. I bet he has big old nuts. Legend. It's awesome.
That's awesome. This one, I wanted to get your input because you kind of mentioned this like all the time back in the day, but this is what Armin Sarukian says about his paychecks and how far it goes.
So Sarukian reveals he makes $300K for a win in the UFC, but gets left almost with nothing after expenses. Interviewer, so you get $300K? And Armin goes, no, that's only if I win. Interviewer says, so if you lose, what, around $150K? He goes, yeah, roughly. Yeah, you get half your pay. And from that, 30% taxes right away, especially because he lives in California, right away. Then from what's left, 50% goes out, 5 to the gym, 5 to the coach, 15 to the manager. We got to negotiate that, Armin. 15% to your manager? It's fucking cut and paste contracts? Come on, bud. You prepare for 2 to 3 months and end up at 0. But if you win, you get a bonus. Yeah, that's motivation, but in general, you're kind of fighting at a loss most of the time. So the main income comes from sponsorships, right? Yeah, sponsorships. That's how you actually make money. Correct.
He's saying he makes almost 0 from the freaking fight.
Yeah, that's most guys. Until you get, well, hold on, until you get to a certain level. Then you're making enough money, and then also the sponsorship money increases where you're making real money. But in general, until you fight in those big marquee main events, your camp, especially if you're doing, especially these days, but even when I was fighting, if you're doing a proper camp, they're super expensive, very expensive.
Wow.
Very expensive.
Okay. This is interesting as well. This is Derek Moneyberg talking about Sean Strickland.
Okay.
Oh,
God. Perry had one? Yeah. Dude, when I was talking shit about journalists, Mike Perry goes, come on, man, I'm out here on these streets. He goes, I'm a real journalist. I love Mike Perry.
Dude, he does an awesome job.
He's great.
I really enjoy it.
He's good at everything, dude. Mike Perry is the it factor. And if you go back, it was probably below the belt, might have been the Big Brown show. I fucking told y'all, when Mike Perry has a kid, he's going to quit being a knucklehead and he's going to fucking step his game up. Look at this motherfucker now.
Incredible.
Crushing it.
Yep.
Crushing it. Remember he was in trouble saying the N-word, fighting a dude at some sushi spot?
Old dude.
Remember all that shit?
Yeah.
You don't see any of that with Mike Perry now. It's just if you're a fucking real man, when you bring kids in this world, if that doesn't make you sober and grow the fuck up, you're just a bad person. Mike Perry's a good fucking dude. And I've known him for a while, and I knew that was going to be the case. And look at his life now. Dude is crushing it.
Yeah.
All this should be celebrated. The Mike Perrys, the guys that leave the UFC and go on to do great things. When you talk about shit about fighter pay and all that stuff, it's just the MMA culture. It's just culture in general. Everyone wants to hate on these guys and make fun of them. You got to celebrate Mike Perry, I always said I'm like Andy Dufresne. I crawled through that UFC shithole, right? I love the UFC, but I'm just saying from the grips, the fucking they have the grips on your life and your career, and you got to fight for your meals, and you got to crawl through that shithole and hope you make it to the other side so you can escape to San Juantanilla or where the fuck Andy Dufresne went to. When the guys do this, like Mike Perry, like Darren Till right now, you celebrate all of that. It's so hard to do. These guys should be celebrated and repost them and watch their videos. Mighty Mouse, another one. You got these guys. These guys that go on to have bigger careers when they're done fighting or move on to another organization, become bigger. I can't emphasize enough. Support them and celebrate them, because the odds of that happening are less than 1%, and these fucking guys are doing it, and it's so hard. What they're doing is so hard. Play this.
Before we play, you have to be the first one, right? I can't remember who did a fighter that did podcasts and do interviews before you.
I was the first one, yep.
There you go.
Probably the shittiest one, but the first one, Jim. Yes. Yes, I'm the Jackie Robinson of UFC
That's
fighters.
dope, man. That's super dope. I'm trying to remember. I don't think there was.
There's not.
Yeah.
I was the first one. Now, it was timing, right? Podcasting was just starting to be a thing. And I was the first, I met Bryan Callen, who was doing bad podcasts in his garage, and we became buddies. So it's timing and luck, but yeah, I was the first one. And now everyone, their mom has it.
I know, but still, that's something you could always remember.
Yeah.
It's
legit
awesome.
People forget. People forget.
You almost forgot.
said things about you not being in live events or
All right, UFC 322 is going down. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. It's going down in Madison Square Garden, the great state of New York, with the new Mondani in charge. We'll see how that shit show goes. Either way, you got a great fight. Who cares about the politics? You got a great freaking fight. I cannot wait. I will be in Dallas with my son's travel football team, but trust me, I will be watching this. I swear to God, Bo Nickel, let's freaking do it, dude. Get it done. Let's fight at the White House after this. All right, kids, if you enjoyed the show, go on over to the Patreon ad-free. It's patreon.com/TFATK. Love you guys. If you see me out there on the street, come say what's up. Till next time.
Did he say Masson or Magasin Square Garden? What an idiot. I like how Schaub, though, finally admitted that he's terrible at podcasting. Well, him and Bryan Callen, and, apparently Bryan Callen was this struggling guy who was doing a garbage podcast in his garage until the great Brendan Schaub came along and saved him. Basically what Schaub is saying. Oh my God, this is terrible. But I found out something from many things happened behind the scenes here that I eventually bring to light, but I can't at the exact moment. But let's just say there might be a little legal problem happening, a little hold. As you may or may not know, Brendan Schaub does Patreon Q&As, and Bryan Callen did one, and Schaub did one before his, but as yet uploaded it. Let's just say there was a certain question I asked Schaub. Schaub did answer it, according to Chin. We found that out during Bryan Callen's, and yet Schaub still hasn't released it because he has his legal team right now going over exactly what he said. So hopefully we see that Q&A, because I did ask that certain question that did get in. Like I said, hang on, folks. When that drops, we'll see. But he did answer that question I asked, and it was a legal question involving some stuff, and he did answer it, but we'll have to wait for that. But yeah, of course he's terrible at podcasting. I mean, look at this idiot. I don't like how they put this on Patreon as ad-free, and that's the great exclusive content. It's terrible. It's really not good, and it stinks. But yeah, like I said, I'm just waiting for that. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.